Love invests using extracts. This is the foundation of every relationship worth keeping. When someone truly loves you, they don't just take from your life, they plant seeds in it. Think of it like this: every interaction is a transaction of energy. A person who loves you will leave you feeling fuller, stronger, and more capable after being around them. A person who uses you will leave you emptier, weaker, and doubting yourself. That distinction alone can determine whether you're in a relationship that nurtures you or destroys you. When someone invests in you, they are thinking about your tomorrow, not just their today. They want you to thrive because your growth is their joy. They take pride in your progress because your success does not threaten them, it fulfills them. Love says, "How can we grow together?" Using says, "How can I take what I need from you right now?" And this is where people get trapped. They confuse attention for investment, but attention can be cheap, and it can vanish in an instant. Investment requires effort, consistency, and sacrifice. Ask yourself this: when you're struggling, do they stand closer to you or step away? Because investment is proven in hardship, not in comfort. It's easy to enjoy someone when they are at their best. But when life breaks them down, when the cracks start showing, love chooses to strengthen the foundation. A user, on the other hand, will flee. They cannot afford to carry your burden because they were never there to share your load. They were there only to benefit from your shine. The shocking reality is this: many people are in relationships where they are nothing more than a resource. A resource for validation, money, pleasure, or convenience, and resources are not cherished, they are consumed. The one who loves you will never treat you like a consumable product. They will not strip you of your energy and leave you hollow. They will pour into you, not because they have to, but because it is who they are. Investment means they notice the little details that matter to you. They remember the things you say in passing. They see your dreams as sacred, and they guard them, even when you doubt yourself. They give not just because you ask, but because they see where you need support before you can even voice it. That is love. Extraction, on the other hand, is blind. It only sees what can be taken. It notices what benefits them, not what strengthens you. Here's the truth that will cut deep. If you constantly feel drained after interacting with someone, you are not being loved. You are being used. It does not matter how sweet their words are, how convincing their affection feels in the moment, or how good the chemistry is. If the outcome of their presence is your depletion, you are not in love. You are in a transaction. And transactions always end the same way. The giver is emptied and the taker moves on. Love invests using extracts, and your life will change the moment you find the courage to stop confusing one for the other. Love, in its truest form, is not about how much you can take, but about how much you are willing to give. When someone truly loves you, their instinct is to sacrifice, not demand. Sacrifice does not always mean grand gestures. It could be as simple as listening when they are tired, choosing patience when they feel like snapping, or adjusting their comfort so you can rest easier. Sacrifice is the invisible thread that strengthens a bond, because it proves one thing: you matter more than their momentary convenience. Now, let's contrast this with someone who is using you. They demand, they do not ask, they expect. Their language is soaked in entitlement. You owe me, you should, you must. They measure your worth by what you provide, not by who you are. Their so-called love is a transaction with strict terms and conditions fail to meet their demands, and suddenly their affection evaporates. The test of love is simple. Are they willing to be uncomfortable so you can breathe easier, or do they make you bleed just to keep them satisfied? Real love has no ego in sacrifice. It doesn't calculate, it doesn't keep score, it doesn't resent. If they love you, they will carry weight when your back is breaking. They will give even when it costs them, and they will stand in fire if it means you don't burn alone. Users, however, see sacrifice as loss. They view relationships as opportunities to extract maximum benefit with minimum cost. They demand you bend, compromise, and bleed for their comfort, but when the roles reverse, they vanish. The balance is clear. In love, both give. In using, only one drains while the other takes. The shocking truth is that sacrifice is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. And demands are not strength. They are the clearest proof of selfish weakness. If you are in a bond where your giving is infinite and their sacrifice is absent, you are not loved. You are being used. One of the greatest markers of true love is the atmosphere it creates in your soul. When you are loved, you feel safe. You feel seen. You feel like you can breathe deeply without fear of judgment or abandonment. This peace is not boring. It is sacred. It is what allows you to rest your mind in their presence, to trust without second guessing, to dream without fear of betrayal. But when you are being used, the opposite occurs. Your nervous system is always on high alert. You analyze every text, every silence, every shift in tone. You constantly wonder if they are slipping away, if you have done enough to keep them interested, if you are valuable enough to hold their attention. That is not love. It is bondage disguised as intimacy. Love is the absence of games. It doesn't manipulate, doesn't punish you with silence, doesn't thrive on making you insecure. Love reassures. Love steadies the storm. Love does not trigger your survival instincts, it calms them. And here lies the paradox. Many people mistake anxiety for passion. They confuse chaos with intensity. But love that burns you alive is not love. It is destruction. If you cannot rest in their presence, if you cannot trust their word without checking twice, if your chest tightens more than it relaxes when they enter the room, you are not in love. You are in fear. And fear is the favorite weapon of users. They keep you chasing, doubting, and begging, because an anxious partner is easier to control. The peace of real love is worth more than 1,000 thrilling highs of toxic affection, because peace lasts while anxiety consumes. If their presence feels like safety, you are loved. If it feels like walking through fire every day, you are being used. Every human being has limits: emotional, physical, spiritual. Love recognizes those limits and protects them. A person who truly loves you will never force you beyond what you can give, never mock your values, never pressure you to betray yourself. Love says, I see your lines and I honor them. A user sees boundaries as obstacles. To them, your no is not a sentence, it is a challenge. They will push, manipulate, guilt trip, and wear you down until your boundaries collapse. And when they do, they celebrate not your comfort but their victory. To them, you are not a partner, you are a territory to conquer. Respect is the purest form of love. It means they value your freedom as much as they value your closeness. They know that forced love is no love at all. If someone must break your walls to keep you, they were never worthy of being inside them. The tragedy is that many confuse control with commitment. They think jealousy is love, pressure is passion, persistence is proof. But love does not need to cage you to keep you. Love trusts you enough to let you remain free. Users don't care about your freedom. They care about your compliance. Ask yourself, do they honor your no as much as your yes? Do they celebrate your individuality as much as your closeness? If the answer is no, then you are not being loved, you are being controlled. Love respects, using violates. And the moment you recognize this, you will never again mistake chains for devotion. The ultimate test of love is time. A person who loves you is not just thinking about what they can gain from you today. They are thinking about who you will become tomorrow. They support your dreams, they encourage your vision. They want to walk with you into a future where both of you rise higher. But a user doesn't think about tomorrow. They consume you today. They drain your energy, your resources, your attention, because to them, you are not a partner, you are a supply. The idea of your long-term growth does not excite them, because growth means independence, and independence means they lose control. Love plants seeds for a future harvest. Users harvest seeds before they ever grow. That is why relationships with users always feel exhausting. You're always giving, but nothing ever grows. The soil of your life becomes barren because instead of watering your dreams, they pull them out at the root. When someone loves you, they become a co-architect of your future. They don't just say, "I'm here for you." They prove it by aligning their actions with your growth. They invest in your education, your career, your peace of mind, your health. They want to see you stronger than you were yesterday. Users, on the other hand, fear your strength, because the stronger you get, the less you need them. The brutal truth is this: love is legacy, it builds, it lasts, it multiplies. Using is consumption. It depletes, it destroys. If someone is not contributing to your tomorrow, they are robbing you of it today. Love builds futures, using consumes presents, and your destiny depends on knowing the difference.